What is up, everybody? We are back with another one, guys. Thank you. Your boy Juice is back. Anyways, so we go on and we talk. We hear harsh reality coming forward with another video of KIELY Rodney. Guys, he expects the same thing that half of us actually expect in the world, guys, about foul play when it comes to KIELY Rodney. And these videos never get old, guys. But there is some people that actually is triggered by the case not being closed. And it is not closed, guys. So I don't know if that's new to you, but it actually is not new to me. I've read about this. I've watched phone calls going into the police station of Truckee and everything else. But my question is this: whenever Nick came up and said I expected foul play, it looks like foul play. What did he mean by that? How come it was ruled an accident, but the case is not closed? So did AWP actually get their name from the KIELY Rodney case? Is it all a mistake? Was they not supposed to find KIELY Rodney's car, or was it placed there for AWP to find? Anyways, guys, all your questions will be asked, but first, love yourself, like yourself, be nothing but yourself. Like, subscribe to the channel, it's highly appreciated. Without further ado, guys, let's jump right into the video.
Talk about this case, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
So, I'm doing this video because I don't think some people get it. With regards to the KIELY Rodney case, look, we've got to imagine, the teens who are running the show around Truckee, who are pushing the abduction narrative. Now, imagine if AWP didn't find her. Imagine if they didn't. Imagine if they'd have gone to Boca, which was what Nick's story was supposed to do. It was supposed to pull Adventures with Purpose away from where the party happened. It was supposed to force them to think, right, law enforcement have told us that they have searched where the party was. They've spent all of these hours, all of this manpower, they've had divers in the water. We don't need to go in there. And we've got this credible witness who is saying that he saw KIELY elsewhere. Okay? So that was a plan. Remember, and I've said this multiple times, when it was made apparent that AWP had found KIELY, Sammy Smith's first reaction was, no, they haven't. No, they haven't. And why is that?
Right, because she wasn't even supposed to be in that lake, guys. The tow truck driver said that he's seen her over at the other lake reservoir, guys. And then they turn around, they found her in the opposite reservoir. But the cops searched that reservoir. But then her phone was supposed to be in the opposite reservoir than what they found KIELY in, or her car. Because if you remember the whole ordeal, Check It TV was told that it was in the other reservoir, not the reservoir that they found KIELY's car in. KIELY Rodney's car. See, whenever this case is not closed, people doesn't shut their minds down on it, so people thinks outside the box. And some people gets hated on for thinking outside the box. People goes on and calls them conspiracy theorists and everything else. But yet everything is making sense now. Now, is everybody going along saying KIELY Rodney's not real or doesn't exist? No, they are not. And that's not what I'm saying neither. What I am saying is, and I've said this again, AWP comes along and finds KIELY Rodney's car. The diver comes up and says it looks like foul play. Then you have the founder of AWP basically facing our charges against his sister and cousin from his past. Now, why didn't the cops find KIELY Rodney's car in 14 feet of water whenever they had divers in the water in the first place? But AWP comes along, finds KIELY Rodney's car in an hour. AWP has no different equipment than the cops would have access to. This is what harsh reality is talking about. Anyways, guys, let's jump right back into the video.
Because she didn't expect AWP to be search and prosser. So imagine this. AWP, they take law enforcement's word for it that they have searched Prosser Reservoir as much as it needs to be searched. And rather than the stubbornness, and rightly so, of Doug, he says, right, we don't need to do that. We'll go to where we thought, we've looked, and that's it. Game over, done deal. And what with this story of Nick saying that he saw her, and everybody around this place saying that Collie wouldn't have driven, she wouldn't have driven and got in that vehicle, that rules that out. We are looking at a kidnapping situation. We're looking at an abduction. She's gone. She's been taken. And that's what this was always about. The Nick story doesn't make sense because of how we got it. We've never known the Nick story without it coming hand in hand with KIELY being found. But if AWP had not have found KIELY, what would we all be sitting here doing now? What would we have thought now? What would the information be that we have? We would have this information. There was a party, around 400 people, approximately 400 people, okay? We've then got a situation where the friends are saying, and including parents, are saying, look, Kylie wouldn't have driven. She wouldn't have done it. She wouldn't have got in the car drunk. They go there. They sleep there. That's the unwritten rule. You lay where you drops kind of thing. And she was due.
Well, and not only that, guys, do you remember the beautiful, luscious party that was actually supposedly right next door? So we have other parties in this vicinity going on. And it lasted all night long. The beautiful Mexican luscious party, I do believe is what it was. Because if you remember, Xana May actually brought that up, that she watched it on her phone. It was right next door to the KIELY RODNI party. So if we think about all that stuff, where is this party at? Where's pictures at? Was this all a setup for actually AWP to boost their channel off of? Is that what this was? I mean, if you think about it, AWP is the one that found her. And then Nick comes up and says it looks suspicious. Then all of a sudden, it's just an accident because of fire cam footage from 2 miles away, seeing a car go into the same place KIELY RODNI was found. But the car that went into the water wasn't the same car that was actually pulled out of the water. Because if you look at the helicopter footage going down towards the first car that was pulled out, it is not the same car as KIELY RODNI had whenever she ran off into the water, supposedly. It's 2 different cars, guys. And if you don't believe me, go back and check for yourself. I actually have a recording on my channel that will show you that. And I recorded that a long time ago. See, as far as this whole thing being open, the case, and it's still open. The autopsy wasn't even done correctly. We have doctors coming forward saying the autopsies wasn't even performed all the way. We have no proof that KIELY RODNI was even in that car, besides word. Why was she actually cremated right away? I get it whenever someone's in the water, you know, they decompose. I totally get that. But yet, the death wasn't actually consistent with a drowning. But we're just supposed to be okay with that, guys. Are we really going to be okay with that? Because I'm not okay with that. Something will involve, in this case, a tip will be tipped off. We have the tow truck driver that said he's seen them in a totally different place and described KIELY RODNI and someone who looked like Jagger, her boyfriend, together that same night. But Jagger was 300 miles away. Is this a setup from him? Was this tow truck driver paid by someone to tell a false story? Where's the camera footage from his truck that he says he has a camera facing front and back in his truck. If that's the case, you could see who actually helped that night, correct? That is 100% correct. Now think of all the information that I just told you guys. Nothing makes sense. There's no photos. There's no pictures. There's no pictures of party. There's no pictures from the tow truck driver showing that there's pictures actually facing the front of his vehicle and the back of his vehicle. There's none of that stuff. The only thing we have is a fire cam footage from 2 miles away showing something splashing in a reservoir with the lights going out, where Kiely Rodni's car was supposedly found. Anyways, guys, let's jump right back into the video.
To get up the next morning. We've gone there. She hasn't turned up, yada, yada, yada. And then we've got a guy who claims that he saw her with somebody acting weird, asking all these questions, sketchy, trying to avoid the uncomfortable feel of it, and she's gone. I'm telling you now, this went wrong when AWP found Kiely. And if people can't see that by now, if they cannot take all of this information and think about it logically, then I can't help you. I genuinely can't help you, because it's staring you in the face what went wrong here. AWP went wrong here. And, you know, there we go. And Jared's situation aside, because that has to be dealt with separately, it was Doug, it was Nick. They were the boots on the ground. And they were the heroes who found Kiely. And they are the people who were attacked by the likes of Jagger and so on and so forth on social media. They were the people who were told that they were clout chasers, yada, yada, yada. I'm telling you, it's so clear as day. The more we think about it, and the more we take all of these pieces of information and all the things we know and how things could have panned out had AWP have not got involved, which was a wild card that they would not have considered. They would not, when this happened, they would not have considered that this was going to happen. It did, and it threw all of their plans to shit. Let me know down below, and I'll catch you all in the next one.
But if you remember, guys, whenever AWP got involved, before that, they was talking about Dog the Bounty Hunter actually being involved in this case. But yet the cops was like, no, we don't want no one else involved in this case, so let's bring in AWP. AWP said, hey, I'll come down and help you guys. So AWP comes down, puts their boat in the water. The cops tell AWP, hey, we've already searched over there. We need to search the other reservoir. And they go and they do it. And then they come back to the reservoir that the cops already searched and cleared, called clear, to the reservoir where they found Kiely Rodni in her car. And AWP comes in and finds their car where the cops and the divers already cleared that reservoir. So if it wasn't for AWP, we would have never found Kiely Rodni in her car. So was it a setup? Because if you think about it, it makes AWP look like miracle workers, which they actually have found cold cases 20 some odd years old and solved them. So AWP is used to this work. But was this whole thing to gain subscribers? Because why did the cops call clear on the reservoir where AWP found Kiely Rodni, and AWP wasn't even supposed to be looking in that reservoir, guys? So what made him go look at that reservoir? After the police told them not to, they called that clear, not to look. Wasn't for them, we wouldn't have found her. Fire cam footage shows a car 2 miles away going into the water. 200 to 300 people at the party. There's not. There's no pictures. There's nothing of this party. So where's their party? Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave you with that thought. But first, love yourself, like yourself, be nothing but yourself. Like, subscribe, channel is highly appreciated. Guys, happy Thanksgiving. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Your boy Deuces. I'm out. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.